Okay, it's game time.
Shoot!
Down! Hasta luego.
I have this.
Feast on this!
By the way, I am reviewing this game really early after its release, so this is the base game. There will be updates for this game down the road, and it's possible we'll see more weapons. And what I'll do is I'm going to let the updates stack until either we know for sure there'll be no further updates, or enough of them has stacked to where I could probably release a whole nother weapon review of around the same length. I think it's safe to say at this point that the former has occurred, so here we are. What up, it's Shingster94, and welcome to my post-update weapon review of Resident Evil RE-Verse. So, having gone over all of the base game's weapons, this video specifically is only going to look at the weapons that were included in all of the updates that this game has received since it initially released. Now, there's really not a whole lot, which is very disappointing for this game as it had so much potential. I'm not going to get into super detail about that, but this video will be relatively short because of that fact. So we got a few character skills to look at that involve weapons, a couple of pistols, a machine gun, and a sniper rifle, as well as one new creature's attacks that involve a melee weapon. That's literally all this video is going to feature. So let's go ahead and get right to it. Alright, so I'm going to go over the weapons just like I did in the base game's weapon review, and I'm going to start with human characters with any non-firearms. So I'm going to start with Umber Eye's Flashbang. Pretty perfect to start off with, a throwable sub-weapon that we all recognize in a lot of games prior to it. So let's check it out. So his flashbang, of course, is one of his skills. Pretty basic, like you're not really gonna see the effect unless you're the player receiving it. Alright, well that's gonna be it for Umber Eye's Flashbang. Now for the next and last post-update non-firearm, the Virus Capsule Decoy. This is one of Tundra's skills, so let's check it out. So this one's interesting because it's not like a throwable weapon and it can't be used immediately. What it does is you put it in the place of any collectible object in the game. So for example, right here, now I'm gonna place it. Now watch what happens. It explodes when an enemy gets near it. And just like that, I already tested it out, and it takes 2 of them to defeat an enemy. So there you go. Really quick overview of a weapon. Alright, that's gonna be it for all post-update sub-weapons or non-firearms. Alright, now let's go over the added handguns of the game. The first one I'm gonna go over is the GL7 handgun. Now this is standard issue for 4 of Chris's 5 Houndwolf squad. This is one of the disappointing aspects, the fact that 4 of them have the same pistol. It would have been nice if we got 5 different pistols, but to no avail, 4 out of 5 get the GL7. This one member gets his own handgun, which I'll go over next. But for now, let's check out the GL7. I'm gonna go over it with Night Howl because he hogs the least screen real estate when holding the handgun. Here he is holding it. Alright, looking pretty nice. Alright, let's go ahead and test it out. I'm gonna go ahead and test it out with Tundra as well because she is a female character and holds it maybe slightly differently. Alright, so it basically fires like any other handgun we've seen prior. So let's go ahead and test it on a hunk, see if there's any damage difference. Nope, it doesn't appear so. It has a standard power of 150 damage, so it's just like the first few handguns I went over in the original base review. So yep, 4 shots from the handgun to take down a hunk, or a player. Also with Tundra, I gotta show off her Killer B shot, which involves the GL7. Load your handgun with 2 shots filled with a special toxin. After hitting an enemy with the first shot, hit that same enemy with a second shot within a set time to deal extreme damage. Effect is lost when switching weapons. So yeah, let me show that off. Alright, so here we go. Holy shit. Yeah, they are not joking. Basically, if you're able to land that shot, it's an insta-kill, like guaranteed. Yep. Now, just for laughs, I'm gonna test it on the head. Yeah, 1200, even though it's redundant because it's gonna kill them anyway. All right, so I just had to show that off, and that is gonna conclude the GL7 handgun. All right, now for the next and last post-update pistol. Umber Eyes exclusive MA51 GQ Custom. It's a mouthful. Here's a nice close-up of it. I don't have much time because his ability is going cloak when you're standing still. It's kind of annoying for this case. Yeah, there you go. All right, let's go ahead and test it out. It has a tiny capacity. I really hope there's a reason for that. Let's test out its power. That was a critical. 187. Wow. So this is now the most powerful pistol in the game. Let's test out a quick shot. Only 110. But still, not bad. And then a headshot. That was a critical, I think. 421. 281. So yeah, this is a pretty awesome handgun, considering its power. It's like, by the looks of it, it appears to be a 1911 variant. Alright, well, that's gonna be it for the MA51 GQ Custom. Alright, now let's go over the only additional machine gun. And this one happens to be a light machine gun. You don't see that too often in Resident Evil. It is the PT machine gun. It is used only by Lobo, and I just want to point out, another lame fact about all the updates is 3 of Chris's Hound Wolf squad just get the standard Dragoon that Chris also uses. So yeah, Lobo gets his own type of machine gun. So let's check it out. Here's him holding it, looking really nice, and let's test it out. A bulky mofo, and let's test out its power. Alrighty, now, I gotta show off one of his abilities as well because it involves this weapon. So that ability is known as Unload, which allows me to hip fire the PT machine gun and unload an unrelenting storm of bullets with no ammo limits for a period of time. The reticle will remain focused and recoil is reduced. However, you move much more slowly than normal. Effect is lost when switching weapons. Alright, so let's test that ability out. Here we go. Alright, so a way to have unlimited ammo and just continuously fire. But yeah, you move very slowly, you're almost locked to where you are. Alrighty then, that's gonna be it for the PT machine gun. Now while we're on the topic of machine guns, I figured this is an appropriate spot to show these. So there are a couple more skills I want to show. The first one here is the automated drone that Night Howl can use. Deploy an aerial drone which will automatically fire on nearby enemies. The drone will focus fire on the first enemy to come within range. So let me show you guys this. and then eventually it destroys itself or runs out of ammo. Now, just take note that enemy players could probably destroy it if they aim and fire their weapon at it. I didn't get a good look at the damage. So yeah, it causes like a standard 50 damage per bullet, like a normal submachine gun. And what's cool is it also follows you around. Alright, that's gonna be it for the automated drone. Now for the other skill-based machine-type weapon, the LMG Turret. Place a stationary light machine gun turret, which will automatically fire on enemies within the turret's range. If K9 fires on a different enemy within its range, the turret will change targets and open fire on that same enemy. The turret's current target is marked, revealing their position for a short time. Alright, so some added perks with this one. And yes, as it said, K9 is the one who used this. So let's test it out. Alrighty, so it operates very similarly to the drone, just it's stationary, and it has a couple different perks. I do like the switch up of enemies depending on where you're shooting, and it lasts a lot longer than the drone. Definitely notice that. But it has the same firepower as the drone, with 50 damage per bullet. Alright, well, that's gonna be it for the LMG turret. Now for the last firearm of this additional weapon review. The one and only sniper rifle, the SA-110 sniper rifle. And this can only be used by Umber eyes. Alright, here's a look at him holding it. And yep, once again, that cloaking ability is getting in the way. So let's go ahead and test it out. So even though it's a sniper rifle, I don't have the ability to aim down the scope. So that's kind of lame, but whatever, here we go. Alright, there you go. Now this being a sniper rifle, I'm expecting some pretty serious firepower. Power of 323 if you hone in the crosshairs. Let's try quick shots. A minimum of 150. Wow. So it will take at the very least only 4 shots. Not bad. Let's do some headshots. 484. Oh yeah, this thing is pretty lethal. What's a critical headshot look like with this thing? Wow, 726 with a critical headshot from this thing. So yeah, you could get some one-shotters with this. Oh man. Yeah, I think when this character came out, I think a lot of people were pretty stoked with this weapon. Not gonna lie, I know I was. Alright, well, that's gonna conclude the SA-110 sniper rifle, as well as all firearms, and that's gonna be it with the human characters as well. Alright, now to switch it to the creatures, here is the one and only added creature since the base game came out. Pathetic, Capcom. But anyway, it's the Lycan from Resident Evil Village. And these are his abilities. First, you got the hunting leap. Leap forward towards your prey at high speed, and then strike your foe down upon landing. Killing humans with this skill will perform a special finisher animation. And then you also got the rushing strike. Dash at a high speed in any direction. You can change your direction while moving. If you touch an enemy while dashing, or if you press the trigger, you will unleash a special attack. You take reduced damage while dashing. Alright, and I'm gonna show both of these because both of them involve his melee weapon. Alright, so first we'll just use his weapon normally. Alright. Does a decent amount of damage. It would take a few hits to take down the enemy. Now let's try out his dash. Alright, and finally his leaping attack. And of course, that's his finisher animation. I'll provide more emphasis on that when I do the melee showcase. But it appears the initial leap actually causes the most damage of the entire animation. Oh, got the hunk running. Oh, man. All right, well, that's gonna be it for the Lycan's melee weapon. It's a makeshift mace, basically. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is ultimately gonna conclude the weapons of RE-verse. It is such a shame that Capcom didn't continue with the updates, or just do overall better with the updates. It was one of the most disappointing things to learn that each planned update was just each individual member of Chris's Houndwolf squad. These faceless, nameless human beings that no one really cares about. Honestly, they could have done so much better with some legacy characters. But I don't work for Capcom, so I don't have control of those decisions. But yep, that made the weapon review very easy, and honestly, it would be nice if I could just combine these into all one review now, but that's something I'm not going to think about for a very, very long time. Alright, so I hope you all enjoyed the weapon review, and of course I will follow this up immediately with a melee showcase of the additional characters and the one creature that we got, so look forward to that. Alright, this is Shankster94, aka The Gamer Shankster. Rate, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on social media, all here, especially Twitter, because I'm super active there, Facebook, and support me on Patreon. Speaking of Patreon, shout out to Ophirgo the Fearless for being my one and only active patron, and shout out to these individuals for being patrons of the past. You're all awesome. And check out my Discord server, Shankster Sub. It's a great place for you guys to talk Resident Evil amongst each other about me and my channel, or any mutual subject that you happen to find. Alright, peace out, and see you in the melee review of these lackluster updates.